a game that you enjoy watching, but you really don't play, Mr. Gamerlift probably can't talk on this. He dominates in everything. But us normal folk, there's just some stuff we touch and we just can't, like we like seeing people, do their best at it, but we just stay on the sidelines. So, what game are you gonna make up and say that is for you, Mr. Gamerlift?
Um, it was at one point. I probably say at one point it was Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. But I mean, now that I played a bit of Exart, um, and I just couldn't really. I didn't get into it at the time. Not it's just like I didn't really. I had somebody to play it with because one of my homie James is real big in the anime game, but I would like watching it. I didn't really start getting into it until they had a character that like really drew me in. That was Raven, and that's when I got more interested into the game. Even Blaze Blue at one point, I was just kind of like watching, like, oh, this looks cool, but I didn't necessarily play it until I had characters that I actually like were drawn to. And that was, I think, I want to say Continuum Shift. They had Raelius and Subaki, and I really like those characters. In terms of fighting games now, most fighting games I mean, the one game that I just can't get into is almost, and I can't watch is like the same thing. So it's just like
You gonna do
Virtual
it
Fighter.
again?
I mean, you know what? Let me take that back. Let me take that back. My answer's gonna be Virtual Fighter. I actually like watching. It's a guy named Chief Flash. He's like one of the top Wolf players in Virtual Fighter, and watching him play is like really entertaining. Actually makes me want to like download the game again and play it, even though I'm probably not. But watching him play Wolf is like, and like watching the things he does, his movement, I'm like, yo, this game looks kind of fire. Watching him, but I just can't get into it like that. So my answer is gonna be Virtua Fighter. I just thought about it. I actually caught wind of him, like when the game, they did the Ultimate Showdown again. It came out, and caught him on Twitch. I was like, oh, this guy's playing a wolf, and I was like, man, his movement is so crispy. Like his setups, like he was bodying people just like nobody stood a chance, and like he was so smooth with it. Like to see somebody that smooth and like calculated with like a brawler grappler character was just like it's dope to see. So I think I'm gonna say Virtua Fighter because he like I was just like, man, this looks fire. I'm not going to play this, but man, watching him play Wolf looks really dope. So shout out to Chief Flash, man. He's a really I mean I don't really follow virtual fighter like this. I don't know all the players, but from what I noticed, from what I've known and seen online, he like won like an Evo for it, I think so, or some like really big virtual fighter terms. I know he's like one of the best players out there, and definitely if you're looking for Wolf footage, he's like probably the best person to look for. So yeah, Chief Flash, he's on Twitch. He definitely made the game a lot more entertaining for me. So yeah, my answer is gonna be. I know I always say Virtua Fighter, but I just can't get into it like that. I mean, I've given it a chance. It's not quite for me. But I will say, watching him definitely is like, yo, this is fire.
We gonna get big one day in the virtual fighter. People gonna be sending you invites and stuff like that to come play the game for to see if you actually enjoy the new Virtual Fighter 6 or something like that. But you can go ahead, Mr. McMansion.
Excuse me, sir. McMansion is a derogatory term, and I highly resent it. So,
My bad. Mr. Richie McRich. I forgot.
um, one of the game. This is a game that a lot of people really like, and I just kind of I started playing it around the same time, pretty basically everybody else did, and I lost interest very quickly in playing it. And watching it, I was okay, but playing it, I was just like, I don't want to play this game. That game, of course, is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I just, for me, it's a great spectacle to watch, but as a game to play, I was not interested. I don't know why. I'm just not a really. I mean, I think tag games are cool, but the whole the whole prospect, I guess, like some of the stuff that happened in that game, X Factor and stuff like that. I was just kind of like, all right, man, this is I'm not a fan, man. And then you have like Jean Grey in the game, and then it's like I can't control it, and then she turns into Dark Phoenix, and then it was just a huge issue, like, you know, especially during like vanilla Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like before they started fixing things. And I don't know, man, like I just did not have like that much fun actually playing the game. Like I tried, I really did, you know, I tried to learn the combos and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm learning the combos, and I'm like, wow, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. And then it just clicked in my head, wait, I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun learning this. I'm like, I just realized that I'm not having fun. I turned the game off. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not gonna play this game anymore. Because the thing about it is like when you're playing a game, the game there has to be a point, at least when you're learning the game, that you're having fun to even get to the point where you want to be like competitive. And I never got to the point where I was really, really having fun. I think like maybe the first couple days I was having fun because, you know, it's the novelty factor of playing as like the characters that you know and love from all these different like franchises, like, you know, Amaterasu from Okami. That was cool to me. I was like, oh man, Amaterasu's in the game. You know, I thought like, you know, Mega Man was cool. You know, like Mega Man wasn't even in the game at the beginning, was he? I don't think he was. I think it was we had Zero though, but not Mega Man. You know, who else? Sentinel. Sentinel was cool. You know, Deadpool was awesome. I like Deadpool. I would have liked Venom at the very beginning, but whatever, right? Like we got Deadpool. You know, that Super Scroll. You know, I mean, I'll put it this way. I felt like there was like the amount of effort I had to go through in order to get one copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I was highly disappointed by how much I didn't like the game. Like, but I enjoy watching it. I mean, watching other people like at high level play the game is interesting. It's very captivating. Sitting there and watching everybody sitting there and watching everybody kind of go ham, you know, the whole time. I mean, it's fantastic. I just do not wish to participate. I do not wish to be an active participant in the way that game is played. So yeah, for me, it would be Marvel versus Capcom 3, definitely.
We're gonna have to cut that out. But could you imagine walking down the street and you're just minding your own business, and as you're walking, you just hear a random voice from out the side, like, "Hey, random citizen, care for a random scruffle?" And then you're just like, "You know what? You know, I don't mind a little kerfuffle every now and again. So, you know, let's go ahead and entertain this." And then so next thing you know, you and the guy, you know, y'all getting y'all little reps in. And then next thing you know, when he finally connects with a hit, next thing you know, he's just like, Ray Ray. And then all of a sudden this another guy comes in and out of nowhere, you don't even know what this dude that he wasn't even nowhere in your vicinity. Then he beating up on you. And then all of a sudden he hits you with a strong knee. And then all of a sudden he's like, Charles. And then Charles comes in and then he starts beating up on you. And then next thing you know, when Charles finally connects with his severe elbow, next thing you know, there's a big flash, and all three of them are on the screen, in your area at the same time, and they're both taking turns beating on you like Akira and Daigo do in Street Fighter 5 for their special. All three of them taking turns, and then by the end of it, they all just uppercut you at the same time and send you to the moon. Like you would just imagine, like if anybody saw you catch a whooping like that, you know, you'd have to move to Zimbabwe or something. Like you just have to get out the whole country, because I'm sure somebody didn't put it on Twitter, on social media. It's somewhere. You can't live in the country anymore. Them the type of whoopings that it felt like you got when you play Marvel versus Capcom. Like I played many games and then lost many times, and he laughing because he know what's up. I done played many games many times. You don't get whoopings like you get in Marvel versus Capcom. Like the type of whoopings you get in Marvel versus Capcom when you first learning to play the game really lets you know from Jump Street, am I willing to do this? Like, am I willing to go through this? And I'm not. I mean, it's like whole movies. It's like you just literally, it's like learning the game. It's like you literally just agreed for it. Like somebody came up and asked, like, hey man, I'm trying to learn some stuff in this game. Just pick your characters and, you know, kind of act like you go do something. But I'm really just trying to learn how to one touch death or kill somebody, you know? So that's what I just need you for. I just need you to be a sacrifice. And you just like, okay, I can do that. You know, I ain't got nothing to do. this for the next 3 hours, I'll just die in a video game consistently, over and over again and getting no hits. The type of whoopings you get in Marvel just really just ruin your day. 3 people just whooping on one dude over and over again, and then by the end of it, they all release their specials at one time. Then the next person come in and you like, all right, I'm gonna do something. And then it's just a whole bunch of mix-ups and stuff on the screen, and somebody finally gets you with their little low, and then they end, and then next thing you know, it's just boop 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 boop. Tag in the next person, do do do, boop 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 boop. Tag in the next person, Versace belt flipping all around and swords and stuff, and it's just like, I'm not willing to do this. Like I can't do this. And like Marvel was that game. I just wasn't. I cannot do it. That game hurt my feelings so bad. Like I'm just like, this is not a game that I'm willing to just lose in to get better. Like them type of L's, it takes a certain type of you got to come in just some type of decent to just keep going. And it's just too much. Like I enjoy watching Marvel, but my goodness, to play it, like it's gonna make a man out of you. You got to be a different type of person to sit there and just get beat to sleep and watch a movie and see, all your hopes and dreams of your favorite Marvel or Capcom character, which you pick, just get brutalized and beat to sleep because you suck. So I just, appreciate it. Shout out to Mr. Gaming List. Anybody else got anything to add?